Our Sunday six-pack starts off with the Seahawks and Buccaneers from the UK. Make that Germany, actually. I'm so used to saying the UK. It's in Germany, Cam.
Yeah.
First time ever. First time ever. What are you going with this number right now? Because it's not quite biting 3, but it could get there by game time.
Yeah, what do we got? Donnie Dusseldorf, Mike Munich. I don't know. We're in Germany and not in England. It should be interesting. I'll tell you something, Dave. The Seattle Seahawks, I'm waiting for them. They're my team, and I can't even believe what's happening right now. They just keep on covering numbers, winning, and Pete Carroll has these guys playing. As for Tampa Bay, a pretty lucky win against the Rams in this spot. Tom, older guy, flight to Munich, a lot on his mind. I don't know. Tampa Bay's defense is electrifying. I'll give them the edge over Seattle. But the Seahawks, though, they're playing great football. If I get a 3, I can't get in front of the Birds.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Geno Smith and Tom Brady used to be a mismatch on paper. Not anymore. Let's go to the sports interaction game of the week in Buffalo. It's the Bills and the Vikings. Pretty good matchup on paper, Kem. And who would have thought this late in the season, week number 10, that the Vikings would actually have more wins than the Buffalo Bills?
Unbelievable, Dave, and give your Jets a lot of credit in that win. They played a great game, but this is the thing. We don't know the status of Allen for Buffalo, but I believe in Case Keenum, actually. And that's the thing. Remember, he was a Minnesota Viking. So the books right now have this number at 5 at Sports Interaction. We'll see what happens. But I will say this. Case Keenum has been an effective backup. Buffalo will be very upset after that game against Minnesota. And when you take Minnesota away from the sweet confines of their stadium, I think bad things can happen. The Bills got to bring their A game. That was a pathetic performance against the Jets, but I think they could probably win this game by a touchdown and cover the number, Dave.
Right. Case Keenum has been with a lot of teams, so you can mark that down for almost every single category. Let's move on with Jeff Saturday and his Indy Colts. He'll make his head coach debut in Vegas against the Raiders. 2 piss poor teams, Cam. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this. This might be my toughest one on the board today.
Dave, I owe you a side bet for that Raiders game. Did you enjoy that 17-point lead that they blew on the show? I was getting flack all week. Honestly, I can't back this team even if they win. Indianapolis doesn't have an offense or a quarterback. Maybe Jeff Saturday will have these guys motivated to play. I'll tell you one thing. This game reeks, but I just can't lay 6 with the horseshoe right now. With the Raiders. I'd probably take the points. This game is absolutely dreadful. As of now, slight lean to the Colts because the Raiders, this team is just awful.
Yeah, I got to lean to the Colts as well. You have to think that they need to keep the Titans within distance. And even as poor as the Colts have played this year, they're still within distance, which is kind of hard to believe. Hey, let's move on to a division rival between the Bears and the Lions. There could be some points in this one, Cam.
I agree, Dave. That's the thing. If you're looking at Bears and Lions, I think we're going to take the over in this game. And also, I really like what the Bears are doing. One of the only things I did well last week was take the Bears against the Dolphins, and they covered the number, and they were hanging in that game. They give up points, but they score points. Fields, too. Watch out for his rushing props, Dave. This guy's been on fire, and he's starting to get chemistry. The Lions, they beat the Packers, but the Bears are playing better football right now. Slight lean to the Bears, and I like lots of points in this game, too.
Yeah, and something to be reminded of, the Lions have not played well in Chicago. 1-4-1 in their last 6 against the number in the Windy City. So you might be bang on with your Bears selection there. Moving on here with the Green Bay Packers. Hard to believe 3-6 this season. They've lost 5 straight games. We're kind of in uncharted territory as far as Aaron Rodgers losing 5 straight games in the NFL. Well, the schedule doesn't get easier this week with the Dallas Cowboys coming to town.
This is interesting. I'd never turn away Green Bay getting 5 now. You think it's an automatic bet, but I'm not so sure about that. Mike McCarthy, kind of like Geno Smith, he's on his revenge tour. Former Packer coach, and the way Dallas is playing, they're just a better football team. LaFleur called out Rodgers. Hey, Rodgers has called out everybody else on his team this year. I have no faith in the Green Bay Packers. It seems attractive with the points right now, Dave, but I don't know. Dallas is just a better football team right now. Slight lean to the star, but getting 5 with Green Bay seems very attractive. Tough game.
Yeah, Green Bay offense has been pitiful lately. 26 points in their last 2 games, and last week against the Lions, they couldn't even hit double digits. So it should be interesting to see if there's a market correction there. We shall see. Finally, Sunday Night Football, an all-California matchup between the Chargers and the 49ers. LA is 4-1 in the last 5 games. And actually, when you kind of look at their season, the Chargers have kind of sputtered at times, but they're right in the thick of it with the Kansas City Chiefs.
They are. And I don't know what to make of this Charger team. They've just been, they're not that great. But as for San Francisco, I really like what this team is doing. Now that Seattle's winning, they got to stay on their toes as well. And they're at home. It's a touchdown. It seems like a lot of points, Dave, but the Chargers, we'll see. They're a banged up football team. They'll have some guys returning, but I believe in this team. If Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't screw it up and you just run the offense. The defense is good enough. And I'll tell you, the Chargers could make mistakes. It seems like generous points. I'm not so sure. I think the 49ers win. The question is are they going to cover that big number?
Hey, for all the best NFL content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, now on TikTok.